Welcome to the Calcutta races race preview monsoon meeting 17-day Wednesday 9th October 2019. The first race of the day is the Glottic handicap rated 21 to 46, 1 to 26 eligible to be run over a distance of 2000 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, The Last Judgment, was winner in consecutive starts in race number 47 and race number 71. However, in race number 76, Last Judgment was travelling in last spot and made some progress, finished on 4th, and the Last Judgment will be travelling extra 600 meters today. Next, we are looking at two runners here. Number 2, U1, winner in race number 68 over 1600 meters, and we have number 6, Cool Conqueror, who has had quite a few starts in this season and placed in its last start in race number 87, where Cool Conqueror went on a start to finish essay, then weakened to finish on 3rd. The winner here was Brishank, who came up with a very late bit, won that race by a nose with the close home. Next, we are looking at two runners again. Number 3, Supernormal, who has had 4 starts in this season. The best start was in race number 76, where Supernormal finished on 3rd. Over here, Supernormal finished on 5th. And in the same race, we had number 5, Romantic Zeal, who had its first start in race number 36, where it finished on 3rd. And since then, Romantic Zeal has been off board. Was a winner in its winter start in race number 144. Next, we are looking at Avellino, who ran in race number 94 under very heavy downpour in fading light, and Avellino was travelling 4th as the horses turned for home, then made some progress, fought on for the 2nd spot and had to settle for 3rd, a short head behind the 2nd horse, and the winner here was Beatrix, who went on a start to finish mission and won that race readily. Next, we move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Fairy Heights handicap, Class 3 affair, rated 41 to 66 and rated 21 to 46 eligible to be run over 1400 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, Vice Admiral. Vice Admiral's best start was his last start, where Vice Admiral took charge into the last 100 meters and fell short, was beaten by Fantasia, who was travelling last of 8 runners as they turned for home. However, came up with a very late bit on the wide outside and won that race by a neck, beating Vice Admiral. Next, we are looking at number 3, Big Star. Big Star has had 3 starts, has been progressing very nicely. Finished 3rd in race number 82, then finished 2nd in race number 101, where it was finished racing in 4th spot as the horses turned for home. Then moved places and finished on 2nd, today being ridden by Suraj Noredu. Next, we are looking at number 5, Dil Mange More, was a winner in race number 40, where it won that race very readily. Since then, has placed in his all 3 starts. Yet, Dil Mange More has developed a bad habit of drifting out towards the outer rail and finishing the race on the stand side. And yet, Dil Mange More puts in a good run every time and finishes on board. Next, we are looking at number 6, Diamond Harbour, has had 3 starts in this season, was winner in race number 30, where it won that race by a short head in a very close finish. In this race, Diamond Harbour had taken charge in the last 150 meters and looked very good. However, the winner, The Last Judgment, came up with a very late run and won that race close home, and Diamond Harbour fell short by half a length. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, the Aziz Plate, a handicap for 3-year-old horses rated 21 to 46 over 1400 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, Script. Script has had 3 starts, and its last start was in the Calcutta Derby. Earlier it ran in the Coles Trial Stakes, where it finished on 4th, and in the Calcutta Monsoon Derby, Script was travelling in mid-bunch, however weakened and finished on last, detached from the field, and Script now being ridden by B. Mahesh. Next runner we are looking at number 2, Atom. Atom has placed in its first 2 starts. However, in its last start, Atom finished on 5th, where the winner was Tenosho. In the same race, we had number 3, Eastern Crown. Eastern Crown has been knocking on the doors and finished on 2nd in its run in race number 43. In its last start, Eastern Crown finished on 7th of 10 runners. Next up, we're looking at Rare Bird. Rare Bird has had all its starts in the winter season, making its monsoon debut. The run we are looking at here is race number 206 in the winter season, where Rare Bird was travelling towards the end of the field and then made late progress and finished on a very eye-catching third. The winner here was Astoria. Next runner we are looking at is number 6, Botswana Star. Botswana Star has had 4 starts without placing yet, and Botswana Star in race number 83 was travelling in 6th spot and made some progress and finished very close up. However, had to settle for 5th spot and drifted towards the inside. The winner here was Popcorn, who won that race in a very impressive fashion. Next we are looking at number 7, Whispering Grass. Has had only 1 start in this season in race number 90, where Whispering Grass was travelling third as the horses turned for home and then made some progress and looked good down the centre. However, had to settle for 2nd spot. The winner that day, Tia Queen, was far too good for Whispering Grass, and Whispering Grass should definitely learn from that run and made some progress here. Number 8 is Abenaki. Abenaki in its last start was travelling in mid-bunch in 6th spot as the horses turned for home and then made some progress down the centre and finished on 2nd. The winner here was Hukumat, who absolutely blew the field away, won that race by about 5 lengths, and Abenaki was about 6 lengths from the winner. We move on to the 4th race of the afternoon, a handicap for horses rated 41 to 66 over 1100 meters. First we are looking at number 1, Sanvi. Sanvi has had 1 start in this season in race number 96 along with Jacobin, who also was making its monsoon start here. And both these runners finished detached from the winner very far away in 10th and 8th spot respectively. And Sanvi was a winner in the winter season in race number 130. And Jacobin finished the winter season on back-to-back wins in race number 86 and race number 101. Number 3 is Sheer Force. Sheer Force placed in its last start in race number 63, where it was travelling in 6th spot, made some progress. The winner, Dancing Prince, went on a start to finish mission even though it drifted out, won that race readily, and Sheer Force fought off Millennium Glory, who came up with a late bid, but Sheer Force managed to finish on 3rd. Number 4 is Luminac. Luminac has had 3 starts in this season, placed in its last 2 start in race number 44 and race number 75. Over here, Luminac was travelling in 3rd spot and then made some progress, settled for 3rd spot. The winner, Shimmering Star, went on a start to finish essay and won that race readily. Number 5 is Pugnacious, and Pugnacious has had quite a few starts in this season and has not placed in any of its start, has been a back marker in most of his races. In its last start was travelling in 6th spot as the horses turned for home, stayed there as they passed the winning post. The winner was Josh. Number 6, Across the Sea, was a winner in Bombay in race number 165, then had a mock race here in earlier this season, and then in the Coles Trial Stakes raced prominently as they entered the home straight. However, fell back, finished 10th of 10 runners. The winner here was Tenno Show. Number 7 is Carpe Noctem. Carpe Noctem has had 4 runs in this season, placed 3 of those times. In race number, the first race of the season, finished 2nd. Then in race number 41, finished on 3rd. And its last start, race number 74, the one we are looking at here, Carpe Noctem went on a start to finish mission. However, Novikov came up with a late dash and won that race by about length and 3/4, and Carpe Noctem settled for 2nd. We move on to the 5th race of the afternoon, the Sunbird Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46 over 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, Glorious Leaps. Glorious Leaps was a winner in race number 35 over 1200 meters. Since then has placed in his both start, third in race number 71, third in race number 91, where it was travelling second, and as the horses turned for home and demonstrate, came up with a good run and won that race readily, and Glorious Leap settled for third. Number 2, Bacardi has had 5 starts in this season, was winner in its first start in race number 6, since then placed second in race number 19, and in its last start was travelling in 7th spot as the horses turned for home, then made some late progress, finished up a close 4th. The winner here was the Last Judgment, who won that by about half a length. Next we are looking at number 3, Tomorrow Forever. Tomorrow Forever has had 4 starts. The best start it has was in race number 48, where it finished on 4th over 1100 meters, and in its last start in race number 66, Tomorrow Forever was travelling in last spot as the horses turned for home, made some progress and finished on 6th. The winner here was Gaurish. Number 4, Night of Thunder, was a winner in the winter season in race number 119, since then has not placed in any of his start. In race number 104, the one we are looking at today, was racing in 5th spot, was very prominent, however dropped back towards the last part of the race and finished 9th of 9 runners. The winner here was Rush for Gold, who won that race by about half a length. Next we are looking at number 5, Miami. Miami took charge as the horses took the turn and looked good at the last 200 meters. However, Popcorn, who absolutely flew home, was too good on that day, and Miami had to settle for second spot, about 2 3/4 lengths from the winner. Number 6 is Nobleman. Nobleman has already had 2 starts in this season, and in its last start was travelling in 4th spot, and as the horses turned for home, then Nobleman dropped back when asked for an effort and weakened to finish on 8th of 8 runners. The winner here was Josh. Next we are looking at number 7, Scorpion Queen. Scorpion Queen has finished 11th in each of his 3 starts, and was travelling in 2nd spot in his last start as the horses took the turn. Then when asked for an effort, pushed down the centre, but then weakened to finish on 11th of 12 runners, just beat 1 home. The winner here was Stelvio Pass. Number 8 is Ashmita, was a winner in its first start in the monsoon season in race number 14, then finished on 4th, and since then has been on the decline. In its last start, Ashmita was racing very prominently as the horses took the turn. Then when asked for an effort, Ashmita has nothing to offer and dropped back to finish on 8th of 9 runners. Number 9 is Celerino. Celerino has had 5 starts in this season and has been on board once in race number 146 over 1100 meters, where Celerino finished on 3rd. In his last start, Celerino was travelling 8th as the horses took the turn and then dropped back to finish 12th of 14 runners. The winner here was Kaiden. Number 10, Uncrowned King, has had 6 starts in this season and has been not off board on all its starts, and in its last start was travelling 7th as the horses took the turn and made some progress, finished on 6th. The winner here was Dungle, who won that race by about a length. 2 runners we are looking at, number 11 Artificial and number 12 Shania's Pet. Shania's Pet was a winner in race number 2 in its first start in this season, since then has placed on board couple of times, and Artificial was second in its second start of the season in race number 40, since then has been off board on all its 3 starts. In its last start, Shania's Pet went on a start to finish mission, then fell back very rapidly to finish 9th of 9 runners, and Artificial finished on 6th. We move on to the 6th race of the afternoon, the Desert Short Cup, the featured race of the afternoon, 80 for horses rated 81 and above. to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, Amaris White. Has been on board in all his starts in this season, was winner in race number 11. And then we had number 2, Breeze of the South, who finished an eye-catching second in race number 85, then finished 5th in this race that we are looking at. We had number 5, Capricious, who eventually finished on 2nd and came up with a late bit. But then we had number 6, which was Kramer, who was winner in race number 65, then finished on 7th in his last start. And number 8, Perpetual Winning, who was the favourite, went left at the gates and then finished 8th of 8 runners. The winner was Shivesh. Next we are looking at 2 runners here. Number 3, Exodus, who has been off board in all his 3 starts, however won a race in the winter season. And number 4, Brahmachari, who has been on board in all of his starts, finished on 3rd in race number 11, then 4th in race number 24, finished 3rd in race number 51 and 4th in his last start, where it was travelling 5th as the horses took the turn and then made some progress, finished on 4th. The winner was Eastern Star. Next we are looking at number 7, Admiral Hatsu. Admiral Hatsu has had 4 starts in this season, has finished 2nd on 3 of those starts. In his last start, Admiral Hatsu was the back down favourite and then made some late progress and took charge down the centre, but Hartnell came up with a flourishing run and they were locked in a battle, but Hartnell prevailed and Admiral Hatsu had to settle for 2nd spot. We move on to the 7th and last race of the afternoon, Steal the Glory Handicap, a Class 5 affair over 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, Mrs. Willy-Nilly. Mrs. Willy-Nilly finished on 2nd in his last start. After being 7th as the horses turned for home, made some late progress and finished on 2nd. In the same race we have number 4, the 6th Seal, who travelled almost last as the horses took the turn and finished on last. In the same race we had number 5, San Remo, who was making its Monsoon start, was finished 4th of 10 runners. The winner was Hurricane Storm. Next up we are looking at 4 runners here. Number 2, Midnight Magic, number 8, Artist Royale, number 10, Auntie's Boy and number 11, Looking Good. The pick of these runners would be number 2, Midnight Magic, who finished on 2nd. Midnight Magic travelled in 2nd spot as the horses took the turn and then finished on 2nd. Was beaten by a nose. Number 8, Artist Royale, finished on 5th after being slowly out. Number 10, Auntie's Boy, finished on 4th. And number 11, Looking Good, finished on 7th. The winner was Modification. Next up we are looking at number 3, Optimum. Optimum has had a couple of starts in this season. In last start was a strongly back down favourite, and Optimum came up with a late bit and took charge and looked very good in the last 200 meters. And however, Fabiola came up with a very late run and beat Optimum in the last 20 meters. Number 6 is Winner's Delight. Winner's Delight has had a couple of starts in this season and had a long opener in race number 15. Then in race number 81, Winner's Delight was travelling in 4th spot as the horses took the turn, travelled down the centre like an arrow and finished on 3rd to Gramercy Park, who went on a start to finish essay and won that race in a very convincing manner by about 6 lengths. Number 7 is Happy Returns. Happy Returns was in race number 94 in very heavy rain under very poor visibility. Happy Returns was travelling 7th as the horses took the turn and then stayed there. The winner was Beatrix. However, Happy Returns has placed 2nd in its earlier start in race number 35 over 1200 meters. Lastly, we are looking at number 9, Amaranthus. Amaranthus has had a couple of starts in this season, has been off board in both his starts, and Amaranthus ran in 2nd spot as the horses took the turn, then weakened and finished on 9th of 12 runners. It was reported after the race that Amaranthus has burst its blood vessels. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the races.